So one of the arguments I fall back to, instead of arguing about the science of climate change, I question the practicality of a grand global solution. Particularly, and it would be probably more obvious today if you are expecting China and Russia and other countries that are quite hostile to the United States. Why would they comply? And obviously, to take it a step further, why would developing countries like India comply with something that creates this economic barrier to their population finding prosperity and health and all of the stuff that Americans sometimes take for granted? So I worry that these grandiose grand plans are going to devolve immediately into kind of a bootlegger and Baptist situation that makes the planet more dirty and rewards bad guys and punishes people that are let's take them at their word. They're trying to do the right thing,
Right.
but that's just not how to do it.
Right. And the unfortunate reality is that whether it's the Paris Agreement or other kind of grand international agreements, all of them have failed. There's no agreement that we can point to that says that shows, oh, we're tackling climate change finally, and we're coming together and doing it as a combined nation of peoples and all that. It just doesn't work. And that doesn't mean that there's not a space for people to talk about it on the international stage and to use diplomacy and trade relationships and things like that to help this. But fundamentally, it comes down to what's in it for various countries. And it's a really interesting form of neocolonialism to have people on the left nowadays say, oh, people in Africa, they shouldn't be using fossil fuels. Right. Whereas that's how we got rich. That's how we can sit in a nice studio with cameras and it's warm outside, so we have AC and all that kind of stuff. And why would we deprive people in other areas of that? Because fundamentally, as much as climate change is something we should be worried about and we should be doing something about it, not having access to proper sanitation, not having access to a roof over your head or a meal on your plate are more existential issues for a lot of people in the world. And so we have to find a way that allows them to reach that level of prosperity and that comfort level in their quality of life while also tackling these problems. And there's an interesting concept that I've been talking about and toying with, and my background is actually foreign policy, which is called the clean energy arms race. There's the reason why so many countries are beholden to the Middle East, for example, or at least they were for a long time, is because of the geopolitical importance of energy sources like oil and gas. And I think countries are starting to wake up to the fact that clean energy is the future, whether it's nuclear energy in its various forms, fusion, small modular reactors, whatever, or it's wind and solar with battery storage, or it's carbon capture, hydrogen. Those are the energy sources of the future. That's where the markets are heading. That's where countries are heading. That's what individuals prefer. And we should be doing everything we can to unleash that innovation and to allow markets to disseminate that competition and allow other countries to come on board with that vision of how we tackle this problem.